Greatest Cards of All Time podcast number 44. Louis M. Sleater Jr. Louis Sleater, card number 306 in the 1952 top set. This one happens to be a red back we'll be taking a look at today of the lefty knuckleballer.
Okay, I was wondering if you knew he was a knuckleballer. How did you know that?
Lefty knuckleballer.
Does it
says
say
on
that?
the back of the 1952 tops.
Okay.
No, I know.
Does it?
I did know about that in my minimal studies of this player featured in 1952 tops. And that's one of the things that rises to the top. That's what he's well known for, is being a lefty knuckleballer, it turns out.
I didn't see it everywhere. You know, there were some people that talked about it. Some sites I could find some information. It actually does not say it on the back of the card. So, yeah, that is interesting. I do like hearing about knuckleball pitchers. I did see a different card of his where it talked about him being able to throw curveballs and other things, too. So, it sounds like he was a specialist at it, but it was not exclusively a knuckleball thrower.
Not the best pitching career.
No.
Turns out.
He did not have a negative WAR, but we were very, very close to that.
What was his WAR?
His WAR, 0.1.
Whoa.
So,
a nice, positive, healthy WAR there.
yeah, that's basically, his record, 12-18, an ERA of 4.70. Actually, I thought some of the more interesting things that I found about him were outside of his major league career. Some of it in the minors, some of it before actually he played baseball. One of them was his high school career. So like a lot of these players, he was a 3-sport high school star. But what I thought was interesting, football was one of them. Notre Dame was actually looking to sound like give him a scholarship. And another school was looking at him for a different sport, Dartmouth, for hockey. So I just thought that was interesting. One of the 3 sports, baseball, football, and hockey. So he was also very good in hockey. His dad was a professional soccer player before he got married, and his dad also played semi-pro baseball and turned down some pro offers for baseball. So those were a couple other things that were pretty interesting. Did you have anything else to say about him or the card?
I'll say that Lou made his debut in 1950 with his hometown team, St. Louis Browns. So I found that to be pretty interesting as well about Lou.
Going back to what I was saying, some interesting things outside of his pro career. So from 1950 to 1958, you could see his career. However, there was a gap there where he did not play any Major League Baseball in 53 and 54. In 53-54, at least part of the year in 54, he played for a team called the Toronto Maple Leafs, which was a AAA team in Toronto, obviously. But I thought that was interesting. Toronto Maple Leafs, did they go from a AAA baseball team to then...
I guess so, yeah.
To then a hockey name? I mean, I thought that was interesting. I don't know. Maybe we could find some information on that. Another thing that I thought was interesting, actually, before his... Or actually, he said he made his debut, what year was it?
1950.
1950. So he did bounce back and forth between the majors and AAA. And in 1951, he was with the Yankees AAA team. They were called the Kansas City Blues. I don't know if you can guess who else may have been on that team, 1951, Mickey Mantle. So Mickey Mantle was actually sent down to AAA, the Yankees AAA team, who again was the Kansas City Blues. And Lou actually lived with him in Kansas City for a little while when they were both on the AAA team.
The Giants mistakenly put Lou on the waiver list one year, and he was scooped up by the Browns in 1950, I believe.
Okay.
So that was very interesting. Put him on the waiver list by mistake, and he was picked up. So
yeah,
that's an interesting way to make a transition throughout the career.
He was back and forth. I mean, he was on a bunch of different teams, up and down between the majors and the minors. One thing that I thought was a little interesting too is looking at in 1957, he was playing in the major leagues at that point, and he actually had 20 at bats, 5 hits, and 3 home runs. So he ends up hitting 250 that season with three home runs out of 5 hits. I thought that was kind of cool. I mean, it just kind of shows these guys were all around athletes. You know, it was even before someone specialized when they were in high school. It wasn't like he just played baseball in high school. He was a hockey player, he was a football player, a baseball player, just an all-around athlete.
He was 12-18 in his career, 4.7 ERA, 300 innings pitched, and 152 strikeouts. So I guess you could say he played in the league.
He played in 131 games, and he started 21 games.
All right. Card number 306 in the set, the Louis Sleater Jr. I like the look of this card. I like how it presents itself very well. He's a knuckleballer, and he's lining up for a pitch. You can just expect with his arms up over his head that he's thinking about where he's going to deliver this knuckleball, and even he's not exactly sure where it's going to end up or if it's even going to be catchable by the catcher. So a nice Washington Senators logo. I love that logo, and I love how it frames up with this Louis Sleater from 52 Tops.
You know, I wish I could see more of the actual uniform. I like the 3/4 sleeves, burgundy. It's something you just don't see anymore.
Yeah, like softball uniforms or something.
Exactly. You know, I'd be very curious. Is that Senator Washington logo somewhere on the uniform? Probably not. It doesn't seem like, you know, those old jerseys usually have.
Probably not super detailed, but this day and age, if the Senators were still around, yeah, they would have some badass uniforms, I think, and some good looking logos.
Cards in decent shape, nice centering.
The centering really catches my eye. Yeah, the center. This is a well centered card. I think it's in pretty good shape.
The old cards from the 50s obviously are difficult to get centered. You know, the corners there's some wear on it, but for an older card, it's actually in pretty good shape.